We're really this weekend. There are several matchups that are really going to give us a lot better idea of the
a solid visual
landscape moving forward because of some of the matchups that we have. And I mean, I'm really excited for it. I can't wait. Maryland, Iowa, I think it's going to be a really good game. That's another one. Talia has played incredible so far. For the most part, they haven't really beat the brakes off anybody. I don't know that they've played anybody that is really,
Maryland's 4-0 though.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They're undefeated, and they're going up against Iowa, who's also undefeated in a top 5 team.
They beat West Virginia, who just competed with Oklahoma. They beat the crap out of Kent State. They beat Illinois.
Right. Who beat Nebraska, who also competed with Oklahoma. So we've got, and who also competed with, who did Nebraska just play this with? Michigan State. So, and took them to overtime where they lost. So, I mean, we've got a team that is playing football to that level, and I think it's at Maryland. So I think Maryland's got a good chance of getting himself up in the conversation.
We're gonna be coming straight through there that Saturday.
Oh, really? For those that don't know, we're moving my brother back from Maine back to Alabama, and we are road tripping it back. It's going to be a fun little trip.
It's going to be a nice time. We're going to have some family time.
We're not going to actually get to watch football because we're going to be driving that day, but we're going to be listening to it, and it's going to be incredible.
We're going to try to watch as much as we possibly can. We promise, guys, it's going to be a blast. You're going to get some updates. It's going to be nice.
Yes.
Moving into, I can't do this. I beat your eyes shut in my picks this week.
Why you gotta bring up old stuff?
Look, I'm just telling you, man. I nailed it.
You did.
I was down 2 games, guys. 2 games. And jumped big this week. I hit a 7-4 week. I was on it with all my upsets, minus like 2 of them. And I was just like mind blown that I even had a week like this. But I jumped up 31 to 15. Brandon is 30-16. We're side by side.
It flipped.
It flipped just a little bit. But
and here in a little bit we'll get to some more predictions for the next week. We'll so maybe we'll even it back out a little bit.
Hopefully. Dude, Auburn.
Oh my goodness. Listen.
Can we kick them? Can we kick them out of the state? Can we kick them
I didn't watch most of the game, but I watched the last maybe 3 to 4 minutes of that game because I was like, if they're going to lose to Georgia State, I've got to see it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that to happen. I don't want
it. It's not good for football.
I do not want an SEC team to lose to Georgia State. You know what I mean?
Period.
I mean, if it's Vanderbilt, it's a little more understandable. And if by chance we have a Vanderbilt football fan come through, I apologize. We're not trying to be rude.
Thank you for the GPA.
Yes. Thank you for
and baseball.
Yes.
And golf.
Occasionally you have a great basketball team. We thank you for what you do for the conference. But football ain't it, especially since James Franklin went to Penn State.
Yeah, and now he's competing for national championships.
He might be this year, yes. So we do thank you for those years. But the point is, that would be a little more understandable, and we still don't even like that. So it's hard to accept that.
Yeah.
But I mean, who was it that Alabama lost to under Saban? That was just
UL Lafayette or University of Louisiana Lafayette.
No, Monroe. That is unacceptable.
That is
bad. For anybody else, I can't remember when that was. 2007.
2007.
So
that was Saban's first year.
Right. So for the rest of the teams in the conference to be like, bro, y'all can't do this, is completely understandable. And here Auburn is with less than a minute left, and they're down by 5 to Georgia State,
and somehow win by 10.
Yeah. And I'll break that down for you right now. So.
Was it a catch?
Well, here was it a catch? I don't know how that rule works. You know what I mean? Like, did he catch the ball before it touched the ground? He had possession of it. you can see him grab it and pull it in. So if that's a catch before he falls down on top of it on the ground, then it was a catch. If the ball can never ever touch the ground, even if you possess it before you go down, then it's not a catch. I just don't know how that rule works.
Well, I think that, from what I've heard is
my understanding is the ground cannot aid you in the catch. But to me, it looked like he made the catch before he hit the ground, and the ground just happened to touch the ball. Well, it didn't come loose. It never came loose.
If there's any movement, like as he hits the ground, if there's any movement, even if he brings it in and makes this move right here, if that ball comes and bounces or anything, that's not a catch.
It didn't look like
because he had no full control.
To me, it looked like he grabbed the ball, pulled it in, and as he was falling down on it, it touched the ground. But it didn't look like it dislodged. It didn't look like he fumbled. It didn't look like it. But it didn't look like that to me.
Well, my thing is, if he would have rolled out of that after making that move, like you're saying, if he would have rolled out of that and let go of the ball, they wouldn't have called it a catch.
Right.
Because he didn't have it coming all the way up. So from the angle that I seen, he had the ball, it touched the ground, he rolls over, he controls the ball all the way through everything, and he holds on to it. That's obviously a catch. I'm not saying it wasn't.
Right.
But what I'm seeing from some people is he, when he grabs that ball and he brings it in, to me, it looked like it was a little bit loose. It wasn't in full control.
And it may have been.
But it's not irrefutable.
Right.
In my opinion.
It's that's where
overturnable.
You have to let the call on the field take precedence. For people to call it cheating, I don't know. It seems a little bit out of the.
I call it Auburn luck.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I call it.
Alabama has definitely got some lucky calls over the years.
Literally first week, man, John Mechie was probably out of bounds.
He definitely was out of bounds.
He was definitely out of bounds.
So it happens. But regardless, last minute of that game, Auburn, they finally decide to get Trash Panda face out of there.
Bo Nix.
Yes, they finally get him out and put TJ Finley in. And TJ Finley he comes out firing. Like he's been itching to get his opportunity, right? And
he got screwed out at Ole Miss or LSU.
Well, I mean, he got played out is what happened there, but we're not going to get into that right now. I could talk about that for a long time, but he's a good quarterback. You know what I mean? And so he comes out firing, he's moving the offense, and you can sense something different there. It's like the guys they're playing for him.
Yeah, they don't really know. They don't like Bo Nix that much.
That's what it seems like. Now I could be way off base there. That's the vibe I'm getting. And it seems like
Auburn. It don't seem like Brian Harsin likes Bo Nix.
It seems to me like there may be a quarterback situation there now, especially going into LSU, because I'm pretty sure if TJ Finley starts that Auburn is probably going to win that game, but we'll see. Regardless of that, so he fires up the field. Is it a catch? Is it not a catch? They rule it a catch. So after that play, even if they hadn't, I think they would have still ended up scoring. They end up with 4th and goal. He rolls out of the pocket. They come at him. He steps forward, doesn't get sacked miraculously, and somehow gets the ball into the end zone for a catch. Now, I will admit that I was fired up because that was just a really impressive play. And I was like, yes, they're not going to lose to Georgia State. And then I was like, well, they're obviously going to go for 2 because there's no sense in not going for 2, because if you don't, I mean, 1 point doesn't help you here. So they go for 2 and they get it. So that was incredible too. They kick it off, whatever. In the ensuing drive, Smoke Monday.
That's the dopest name ever.
Yes, incredible name, by the way.
Phenomenal.
Dope Smoke.
Dope Smoke Monday.
Smoke Monday hits a pick 6 to put them up by 10 to essentially seal the game.
I was literally looking at this as it was happening, and I'm looking at Auburn down by 5, and I'm just like, yeah, there is no way.
If you blink, that's how quickly a game can switch momentum, and this can happen to any team at any time. Look at the Notre Dame.